Hi YouTube, I'm Valentina and I'm here to do a makeup tutorial for you, so let's get right into it. So before I started the video, all I did was just moisturize my face and I put on this wig cap because I'll be putting on my wig later. But I like to begin out with my favorite beauty balm for right now, at least, the NYX BB Cream. It brightens and smooths your skin and it also moisturizes it. I have it in the shade Natural. Okay, awesome. Next, what I do is I get right into it with the eyeshadow palette that I'm using today is the LA Girl in the shades Nude. And what I like to do is I like to use gold. It's my favorite. As you can see, I use it the most. It's this one right here. And I just use this part of the brush that comes with it. And I just apply it to the lid only. Okay. Then I go in with a darker color like this one here, and I use the back of the brush for this little part. And then I use this little brush that I got from a Rose Beauty. It's kind of a little bit thin right there at the top. Nice crease brush. And I just blend it in. I try to blend in toward the eye so it doesn't make it bigger. That's what it looks like at the end. Next, I apply this eyeliner by Nabi. I got it on Amazon, like a pack of like 12 for really, really cheap. Next, I use the Maybelline New York Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. It's a highlighter. That's the shade that it's in actually. It's called Highlighter. So I use just a little bit under my eye to kind of erase those dark circles, and also helps clean up that bottom liner. I blend that in using the Sephora brush in number 56. It's the Pro Flawless Airbrush. A lot of the makeup artists there apparently use this, and they suggested this for me. So I know it looks pretty black, but we're going to fix that up in a second. I'm going to now move on to my shadow area. Just to hide it, I like to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer HD High Definition Concealer in the shade Creamy Beige because it has a nice little orange tint to it, which is known to cancel out the blue hues that come through with the hair. I use like a flat brush, or not really a flat brush, but a brush like this to just put it in there. Try to put the bristles really close together. Alright, that's good for now. Alright, next I'm going to get into the eyebrows. So I start off by using the Anastasia, like it's like a duo tip. Has a comb right here, and it also has an angled brush right here. And I start off by just getting this comb and just combing out my hairs. First I lift them up like that. Just to get them all separated, and then I go ahead and I shave them a little bit. Okay, Next, I use the Dipbrow Pomade by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Dark Brown, and I use this for the tips of my eyebrows. So you just dip it in like that, and make sure you close it every time, otherwise it's going to change a different color and it's not going to be very good at all, because it's going to have a really bad consistency and not be so smooth. Okay. Then I use the, it's like a highlight and sculpt brow contour pencil by NYX Cosmetics, and I use this brown part, the pencil part, to do the inner sides of my eyes. Okay, and the reason why we do the lighter in the middle and darker on the outside is to sort of mimic the way that your brows are naturally. You have less hair in the top ends and more hair in the outer ends. And it also makes my brows look a little bit longer and really fleeky at the ends, whenever you can have that nice sculpt with it. Those are my brows. They're cute, okay, and quick. So this is just an everyday makeup tutorial. Okay, moving on. I like to use the NYX, it's like a Wonder Pencil in the shade Light, just to go in and clean up under here. Normally I'll get like my brows threaded, but I haven't in like a couple weeks. And then I use a little brush like this to just blend it in. And there we go. And now what I do is I go ahead and I apply the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This time I use it in the shade Porcelain for my highlight. And I like to tame it down on the highlight nowadays, so I'll show you. I use a brush like this that has like a little tip to it, just because it's perfect for working in under the eye. This kind of makes it still be a highlight, but it makes the shade a lot less obnoxious. Okay, just let that powder just sit there just for a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into it with the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation in the shade NC30. And I like to apply this to my jaw area where I have hair, because it does a really good job of full coverage. And I'm using that same brush that I did last time. Okay, so I have the brush right here the whole time. So what I do now is I use like a loose brush like this to just dust the powder off. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my blush. And the way that I apply my blush is I use the NYX Ombre blush, and this is in the shade Sweet Spring. And if you see, it looks like this. And then I use the MAC brush number 1. I've had this for so long. 185, I believe. And it looks like this. So what I do on this side is I swipe it like that, and then the tip, that light color like that on the tip. So it looks like that whenever I'm done. So that's my blush. Now what I do is I go in with the MAC brush in 159, it looks like. It's like this, except this is normally white. I just used it for this here Mineralize Skin Finish by MAC. It's in the shade Dark Deepest, and it's pretty dark like its name says. And I just kind of swipe it like that. It's a dual fiber brush, so again, like normally it's white at the tip. And then I will go up here. Now I shade back here in order to reduce my jawline. See that? Don't freak out. It doesn't look as harsh. It's just this camera makes everything look really harsh. Okay. And then I use this for my nose contour, for a very quick contour that looks really cute in my opinion. Yes, I did work that contour into my eyeshadow. Breaking the rules. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the MAC Studio Careblend Pressed Powder in the shade Medium Dark. And I'm going to be applying it with a brush that I got from A Rose Beauty, which is just the thing I got on Amazon. And I'm just putting it in there. Please remember to put your foundation on your neck so it doesn't look like you just have a different color head and neck. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get this brush by MAC. It is called the brush number 130, like 138 or something. I'll put them in the info box. So here goes the blending. This is kind of the magic part. Okay, now I like to use this Precision Blush Brush by Sephora in number 73, and I use that to go back in and really define my contour. So I was looking for something that I cannot find to correct under my eye. I normally use like this concealer by NYX, but it's okay. I'm gonna use this Wonder pencil and see, it's magic. It works pretty well still for this. So here we go. So I guess it is kind of a magic brush. Now I'm going to use this Cover FX that I got from Sephora, and I'm going to use this lightest color right here and just swirl on this. Okay, and just to really keep on cleaning up under there, I'm going to use this concealer again, this time in Creamy Beige. Do not underestimate the power of these little itty bitty corrections that I'm making as I go along. Very, very useful. Okay, next and almost last, I get the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and oh my god, I wish I would have known about this earlier because I love it. I'm going to make triangles on the outside and then I'm going to work them in. So triangle, triangle, and then I go from the tip and I work in. And I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of this contour. And my favorite brush ever. Notice how I'm not putting any more product on this, I'm just blending it in even more. Okay, so now you can decide to use some false lashes, or you can use just some mascara and work it like that. I'm just working with just mascara right now. I have the NYX Doll Eye mascara. And you want to go from the base and then work it up. And that's to avoid clumps. So what I'm going to do to fix some of my mistakes, I'm going to use the Bare Minerals flat brush like this. I'm going to apply it onto my concealer like this. So there we go. Next, I go ahead and I make sure I have my brows still shade very well. For me, brows kind of either make or break the look in a lot of ways, so always make sure mine look good. I definitely recommend getting your brows threaded. It makes life a lot easier. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. I really like the Infallible one a little bit better actually, but I ran out of that one recently. Alright, so now what I do last after I put on that setting spray is I apply this MAC highlighter. It's soft and gentle mineralized skin finish, and I use that same blush brush, except I use the other side of it. So this side I use for blush, but the other side I use for highlight. I just tap it on there, like tap, 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 tap. Mine's kind of broken, so it doesn't come broken like that. And I am legitimately ADHD, so I do like move all over the place sometimes, but that really does help my makeup. So what I did just then is this part of my liner, I just go from the wingtip and I kind of work it in with the crease. Oh yeah, while I'm getting my lips, I also have this like little, it's like a eye It's called kind of like for your lashes. I never got my lashes done. They gave me this. So I just do that with my lashes. Just to kind of spread them out. Give them some height. And I also, interestingly enough, just do that right here in the tips of this. Very, very gently. So it has like that effect on it. See, it's kind of like that. And sometimes I'll even work with this and do that a little bit as well with a pencil. And I promise y'all, it really is all that. You've got to do all these extra things sometimes to really make it work. So, like I was saying, I like to go to my lips, and I like to use a lip liner. So I like to make sure that my lip liner is as sharp as possible, like that. And I use the NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. And I'm going to overdo this top part of my lip, and I'm also going to overdo the bottom part of my lip, but the rest of it I'm going to just go right in line with my lip. So you see how I did the over part? That's called the Cupid's bow, and down here as well. But on the sides, I'm going to go in, following my natural lip line. And I like to make this a little bit wider here. See how I do it wider here and here? Okay, and then I'm using the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in the matte 001 Nude Attitude. And this lipstick is not very forgiving of any creases you may have in your lips. This is why I keep my lips very moisturized, which is good to do anyways. Like if you look up reviews for this, all it says is like a whole bunch of people, the people who don't like it because their lips are cracked. And it is not forgiving on cracked lips. There we go. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put on my wig, and I'll be right back with the final look. So here's the finished look that I have. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box below. I'll include as much info as possible in the info box, including all the products I used today. And please subscribe, and remember to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. All right, thank you, and I love you all. Mwah.